Well, hello and welcome. This is the very last edition of Hashtag for this week, and I'm so glad to have you hang out with us. This is where we get to feed you all things trending, especially on X. My name is Vivian, and I'm not flying this plane solo. I got my co-anchor here. Hello, sir.
Vivian.
Yes, it is.
Good evening, viewers, and I don't know, this week seems to be very short.
Really?
Yes, sincerely, because I mean, today's Friday. I just can't remember, when we just got into this week.
Yeah, right.
Maybe because the week transitioned from 1 month to another, perhaps.
Oh, it's the very first day of August.
Yeah, absolutely.
Happy New Month. You've not even told the viewer your name, though.
My name is Ikechi.
All right, guys. If this is your first time, a very, very warm welcome from us right here. So, if you're game, let's get this show on the road. It is hashtag ADC for starters. So, the very big coalition party has said, okay, Peter Obi, we have cleared you. You can remain in the Labour Party while you are still in the ADC. They also cleared former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai to remain in the SDP. But the SDP actually said they've suspended him for 30 years. So I'm like, okay, so what does this mean? But basically, this is just to clarify, what we said earlier on. I think it was a couple of days ago on this very program where we put up a video by the interim chairman of the ADC, David Mark, who was saying they have zero tolerance for anti-party activities. And I asked Ikechukwu if he thought that was a dig or like him pointing fingers at Peter Obi. But clearly, it's not Peter Obi they are saying that to. So I'll take you to X so you take a look at a couple of publications and reactions from netizens. Shall we? Let's go to X to find out what's happening. Hashtag ADC. So the Punch newspaper says, ADC has clarified that LP's Peter Obi and former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai have been exempt from defecting from their current political platforms ahead of the 2027 polls. Now, let's take a look at the next one. So Dozier says, Atiku must have been played, left PDP to ADC while others remain with their parent party. Do you think that's the case? We'll probably come back to that. Let's take a look at the next one. Holyman says APC will learn politics by force. All right. Iman says, but El-Rufai has been banned from his party for 30 years. Or am I missing something? You and me both, Iman. Mayor says, who else is yet to see that these two will be on the ballot in 2027? Obi El-Rufai ticket will be a bang. This happens to be a thing right now on X. There's another one. I think it's from G Stan, who is, GRV Stan says, Peter Obi president, El-Rufai vice president. Who is in? So it looks like the Peter Obi El-Rufai pairing is a thing on X right now. But what do you make, though, of first the ADC clearing Peter Obi to remain in the LP, and of course the reactions to this hashtag?
Okay, so first, I think the ADC is actually playing the APC politics.
Really?
Where Nyesom Wike can actually be a member of the PDP, full member of the PDP.
Fast thinking on your part.
Control the PDP structure and then still, have influence in the APC. That's exactly what they are doing now. So let's play the ball the same way they are playing it. I mean, sometimes the best coaches don't even need to plan. All they need to do is actually to just play the same way the opponent is playing. So I mean, it's all about trying to diffuse the tactics of your opponent, and that's exactly. I just hope it works out for them. But for the El-Rufai and Peter Obi's ticket, if that ticket see the light of day, it will die the day it's conceived.
Are you kidding?
I'm sincerely telling you. The North Central will cancel that ticket completely.
Because of El-Rufai?
A good number of Southeasterners will have voter party for that ticket. I'm telling you authoritatively.
How can you say authoritatively?
I'm telling you.
I think it's safe for you to speak for yourself.
No, sincerely, I'm telling you.
Okay, so how come it's a thing on X?
These people are obviously people who, for some reasons, they don't
Careful what you say.
No, for some reason, they don't have issues with El-Rufai history.
So what does that tell you? There are some people who do not have issues with him.
And I can tell you, right, a good number of persons, see, the people from the Southeast that will not see issue or problem with this ticket are people who are eating from politicians. I will tell you for free. An average Southeasterner will look at that ticket and say, no, this is a mistake. They might not vote against the ticket, but they would rather not, vote.
So you just gave it context.
That's why I said vote our party.
Okay.
That's what's going to bring in South.
So they'll rather stay away.
But for the North Central, I can
against.
tell you that most of them will say no. Instead of going here, we'd rather go here.
But I don't know why you're sounding so authoritative when it comes to the North Central. You don't know. You and I said how.
I'm looking at it from a religious base this time around.
Okay.
The Christian part of North Central. That's exactly what I'm saying. You know, Peter Obi's vote from the North Central was majorly from the Christian part of the North Central.
So he's still going to be on the ticket if eventually this pans out.
See, I'll tell you something. This is how it's going to work. If you bring a man who, is overwhelmingly loved, for example, Peter Obi, for example, on the ballot with Yakubu go on, the Easterners will not vote for him. This is
because
about,
of the history.
This is about the history.
But I remember you.
I
remember you saying probably a Peter Obi Tambuwal ticket might fly.
That can fly because, of course, there's no history of him actually backing people who have actually hurt certain demography of people. This is exactly why.
But you see, the thing is, you and I are having this discussion because Peter Obi El-Rufai ticket is a thing on X. People are drumming it up. That's why we're talking about it right now.
True.
Yeah.
If the politicians agree, they must also be very conscious of who would definitely make that ticket fly. It's the people.
That's a good advice.
If you want the people on your side, you definitely will want to listen to them. And I don't think they want to make this is a mistake.
That's what you think. That's what you think. Well, we'll move on to the next hashtag, which is hashtag Datti. Datti Baba Ahmed, who happens to be Peter. Why am I saying Peter? Okay, yeah, Peter Obi's erstwhile running mate in the 2023 presidential election and the platform of the Labour Party. So the Peter Obi grassroots movement are coming out to say, you guys, stop these rumors that there is friction between Datti and Peter Obi. So they went back to like a week ago to pull out a video of Datti saying it is even easier to break the head of the APC than for him to betray his boss, right? So I'm just going to take you online now so you take a look at it. Why is this a thing? Because a couple of days ago, people came up with stories that Datti is going to be the one to fly the LP flag come 2027. But take a look. Yeah, Peter Obi grassroots mobilization says, they are quoting Datti Baba Ahmed. It is easier to break the head of APC than force a crack to exist between me and my boss, Peter Obi, Datti Baba Ahmed. It's on record, guys. Take a listen to him. Let's listen to Ahmed first.
Excellency Governor Peter Obi, to the best of our knowledge, His Excellency Governor Peter Obi, my boss, the 2023 presidential aspirant, is still a member of Labour Party. He attended, just like I did, the talks of coalition. A coalition is not a political party, and he has not become a member of ADC. This is to the best of my knowledge. So what you're asking is, in theory, if he does get the ticket in ADC, and in theory, I will tell you, when we get there, we'll decide. My friend, you are saying if there is a crack, there is no crack. And by the grace of God Almighty, there will never be a crack between me and PHL. We are solidly together. In fact, it is easier to break the head of APC than to break, than for a crack to exist between us. I'm here, if you recall, I stated clearly that as a loyal member to a party that has achieved what in Nigerian political history no party has. What we proved, they have not done it before, unprecedented. This party is one not to be abandoned.
Thank you, sir.
We must remember the good that Labour Party brought to Nigeria. Continue to keep in our minds the promise that Labour Party has for Nigeria, now to 2027, 2027 and beyond. And I made it abundantly clear that I wish to reconcile all parties.
All right, guys, you heard Datti. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the reactions of people to that particular soundbite.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOPTV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOPTV, Voice of the People Television.
Is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being of an individual. It's the fundamental right of everyone to enjoy the highest attainable standard of health without distinction of race, religion, or political belief. On VOP TV, we bring you Health Check, a show that x-rays different health issues and provides solutions with the help of experts in the medical field.
Guys, you're welcome back. The show is still hashtag right here on your favorite channel, VOP TV. I am Vivian, and I got Ikechukwu right here with me. So you just took a listen to Datti Baba Ahmed shortly before the break. We're going to go back to X now, so you take a look at the reactions. People are actually reacting to that particular one. Let's go, shall we? All right, so while we wait for it to come up, Ikechukwu, people are saying that Datti and Peter Obi, they are like 5 and 6. So probably nothing's going to happen to the duo. Alex K says, this is what having loyalty and a real ideology looks like. Something APC small minds won't understand. Chika Nestor says, Obi is coming. If coalition produces Datti as running mate, the victory will happen before 10 a.m. on election day. Bookmark this tweet. Leo G says, tell them the bitter truths. Patrick Oge says, correct man. And Chijoke Basil says, you can call him boss, so Obi should also call Atiku boss and stop playing to the gallery. Do you think Datti is playing to the gallery?
No.
Like Chijoke Basil says?
I agree it's playing to the gallery.
Really?
100%.
Why?
I don't know, something about Datti that I saw in 2023 is a little bit off. It's not surprising. I mean, politicians can always, pitch tent at any given time. I'm just looking at, the past few months and how he's been consistently, being positioned as the face of LP. Mm-hmm. This is something, right? First of all, right, you recall that the last interview he did, where he was talking about Nyesom Wike, he referred to Nyesom Wike as our leader.
Yeah.
Okay. So for someone who understands, the history of Nyesom Wike and how his so-called boss, which is Peter Obi, he mentioned today, and how he left the Labour Party, the PDP for Labour Party because of Wike's antecedents, and now you are here talking about all of these things. I mean, it might, I might be wrong, but everything is pushing to a particular point that there's a huge, cloud of insincerity in what Datti is doing. And it's just a matter of time. It's definitely going to unfold. I see these two things happening. Right. Now, the more, because of course, media is all about, projection. Mm-hmm. The more Datti is being projected as, the face
the more
of
it
LP,
sticks.
the more it sticks.
But there's something, he was on another interview. I think it's this particular one you referred to. Somebody referred to it. I'm going to take you back to XA, take a look at it, where Datti himself was saying he's not an ambitious man. that he will only run if Peter Obi doesn't run in 2027. Can we go to X? So I'll pull up that particular tweet. Let's take a look at Datti, who said he's not going to run until Peter Obi says he's not running. Chudi says, and he's quoting Baba Ahmed Datti, the only way I will contest in 2027 is if Peter Obi decides not to contest. I am not ambitious. So does that answer your question?
So President Goodluck, former President Goodluck Jonathan, in 2011, right? He was quoted to have been to say that he's not going to contest the election if he's the boss, who contests in that same party. I mean, and he said, I'm not ambitious, but he intended to actually go again after 4 years. It's politicians. They make this statement before getting to power.
But I think you should also give some of these politicians the benefit of the doubt, right? Yeah. They probably are not cut from the same cloth.
But all of them. The only way they can actually prove they're not cut from the same cloth is after they've actually showed workings.
Yeah, so
saying it from just saying it from the beginning. It's nothing, because over time politicians have been known to speak from both sides.
So can we wait and see if he runs? Then if he does, if he does, and Peter Obi has not said I'm not running, then we'll say, oh, Ikechukwu was right. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we'll probably move on from this one to the next hashtag, which is hashtag GCFR. It's still about Peter Obi. So he was at an event, and the politician, aka Starboy, he's got so much love from people right now. He was talking, and I'm talking about Peter Obi. He said that national honors should be given to entrepreneurs and not politicians. This has got tongues wagging like mad on X, I can tell you that. So let me just take you to X, so you take a look at that post, and there are reactions, very nuanced reactions to that one. Vanguard newspaper says GCFR, GCON honors should be for entrepreneurs, not politicians. Peter Obi. Let's take a look at the next tweet. So Reuben Abati is jumping on this particular one. You know him, right? Former presidential spokesperson, on-air personality, Reuben Abati says GCFR, GCON honors should be for entrepreneurs, not politicians. Peter Obi. Almost verbatim what the Vanguard said, but there's another tweet. Let's take a look at it now. So Uptown of Lagos says, imagine the limits an entrepreneur will strive to break if he knows his government can possibly reward, or if I'm sure he's saying governor, right? Or government. If his government can possibly reward him with the land's highest honor. Success is about incentives. He used the same model to boost education in Anambra with 1 million to first-class graduates. First-class graduates tripled in 2 years. Wow. There's another one. Let's take a look at it. So Jagaban Warrior says, leadership is about service, and honors like GCFR and GCON are national recognitions for those who carry the burden of governance, not just profit making. So this is a dissenting voice here. There's another tweet. Let's take a look at it. This next one is quite lengthy. Let's see if we can do justice. This is Newben82, who says, but can this Peter Obi actualize all this? Can he change the narrative and make Nigerian politics less financially attractive? When this man speaks, regardless of his tongue and accent, knowledge flows from it. He is not that eloquent with words, but he sounds like someone that is highly civilized and exposed. The difference between Peter Obi, Atiku, Tinubu, Buhari, and most of the other political leaders is just too much in terms of communicating ideas and passing information to the citizenry. Peter Obi is not afraid of the press. In fact, I see him being his own press secretary. This man will overfeed Nigerians with transparent information on what goes on in his government. I even doubt if there will be anything like classified information when he finally becomes the president. Now, you do remember once upon a time when you said this thing that Newsben is saying is Peter Obi's strength. You actually said was his weakness because you felt he shouldn't be talking too much. But Newsben is saying this is what attracts him to Peter Obi. But then he talked about making politics less financially attractive, which is a very, very serious topic. Some people have said our politicians should be part-time politicians, right? And all of that. So they should have their own career so that, once they're done politicking, they can go back to it. So a lot of things, though, on this particular hashtag. Where do you want to start from?
Okay, so let me start from the part where you said that making politics less attractive. He can't do that.
Who? Peter Obi?
No, he can't.
Why?
He can only be very transparent and ensure that he takes as little as possible, not stealing now what is accrued to him as the president if he eventually wins, right? But in terms of actually changing the structure, it's holistic. Everybody must come on board to actually make that happen. And when we say the center should be less attractive, it means that the local government should be the most important, which means all these big politicians will have to run back to the local government to contest elections, right? Which means now, if you say, okay, part-time politicians, part-time legislators, they have to have something doing, and then their communities will have to vote them in, the communities will have to pay them directly, so that way the center becomes less attractive. Yeah. Now, when the center becomes less attractive, we can have a conversation of, politics becoming less attractive.
So this is a whole structural change.
It's a lot of work. So it's not just
but it's doable.
It's very doable, but you're not expecting a man to just step in and then.
Yeah, but that's why he's asking. That was a question. He was asking, can Peter Obi do it?
He can't.
But can he champion the cause? Can he start it?
Well, yeah, maybe. Yeah, of course he can. I mean, President Goodluck Jonathan actually tried something with the national conference, but we saw sovereign national conference, but we saw where it ended, right? It's gathering dust now. So he can actually start something, but I don't know. With the way Nigeria is structured, it's going to be difficult. Vested interest across board, foreign powers interested in Nigeria. It's going to take a lot, right? And Nigerians really need to stand up for this. Okay. It's going to be, the president that is willing and the people that is rising. We want it, and more like a huge protest. Both in the Aso Rock and outside Aso Rock. People want to actually see this reform. We want to see this thing change. That's on the side.
There's another tweet, though, because I want us to talk about this particular hashtag, which is hashtag GCFR, talking about national honors. Now, somebody said, does Peter Obi even know what national honors mean and all of that? So Kola Kazim says, Peter Obi is just amazing. They should start sharing GCFR. So he's saying, because Peter Obi said it should be for entrepreneurs, but Kola is saying, so you mean they should start sharing it like, Maggi and salt and
It's funny. It's funny.
Yeah, so what do you think about this hashtag? Okay, is he right on this one?
So, GCFR, right? I think it's not even.
And then there's the GCON.
Yeah, I don't think GCFR and GCON are in its right sense in national honor. What I see is GCFR and GCON are actually tied to, to the president and the vice president. That's as, once you become the president, you are GCFR. Once you become the vice president, you are GCON. This is the standard, right? Now, when they start issuing it to people who were not declared winner, like the late MKO, that is exactly what Peter Obi is speaking to. And I don't think this is just more like
no, but he said it should be for entrepreneurs.
What I'm saying,
the late Abiola is not one.
Yes, in his words, what I saw, right? I think this GCFR and GCON are just like what will I use? A representation of national honor like ON, MON that people the politicians they've been given to different kind of politicians. This is what I think, because I know that
the triumphant Super Falcons got national honors.
Oh, and yeah. So I want to believe that we have ON, we have MON, we have GCO. Okay, GCO is basically for vice president. So I want to believe these are MON and ON are actually the
okay.
The
so
ones
you keep saying
about.
I want to believe. Why don't you listen to Peter Obi himself? Let's listen. Okay. Let's get this from the horse's mouth himself. Yeah. So he was at a book launch and he spoke. We have it. Take a look.
Just to discuss the private, I'll say it here. We live in a country that don't celebrate those who are supposed to be celebrated. If we do, the celebration would have been more. Who is representing Ministry of Education here? He built the first university. Who is representing Ministry of Transport? He did the first airline. He was among the first 3 to be given banking license, private banking license. I mean, that industry. So I know when they build banking industry. He did a lot in education, employing people, 17,000 people. Nigeria today, if we had been a country that is productive, over 120 million people would have been employed. That means someone person is employing 17,000. So we need about 8,000 industries to be able to do that. But we have about 1,000 functional industries. That's why we have unemployment. So you need more than this celebration. And I agree with ADF. I know you're going to do more. But now that we have an opportunity, we have to change the way we honor people. The GCFR and GCON should be people who are entrepreneurial and productive. Not all. If they like, they can remove their own and give them so that the country can produce and be able to employ people. If anybody deserves more, not just national honor, all the support government can give you. And that's what we need to be celebrating. So that more people can go into entrepreneurship, support education.
So, did you hear?
Yes, it's clear what he was trying to say, but I want to believe that the usage of the word GCFR was what he actually mixed up. He was actually talking about national honor, basically.
So you're saying that was a mix-up?
Yeah, perhaps that's clearly mixed up because I mean, at some point he referred to himself having, if he can remove his, he doesn't have.
Because
GCFR.
I was asking you, so does he have it?
He doesn't have. GCFR is strictly for the president.
Okay.
And GCON. So,
but these things happen, yeah.
Yes, what he was speaking to.
We are humans. People make mistakes.
Yes,
yeah.
what he was speaking to basically was national honor, and I think that's where we actually look at it from. The truth is, we should also understand that some of these things that we actually throw around, right? It has its own etymology, where it actually came from. The word honor, right? It's actually a Latin word from the word honorem, and it actually means to actually show moral character, to actually be valuable, and of course to be very productive. It comes with a lot of things that is actually positive, right? Your contribution, and of course, if you look at the biggest of countries in the world, certain things separates them from countries that are from the so-called third world countries. What separates them is the idea of family, duty, and honor. Now, what that simply means is that they see themselves first as a family, and then whatever it is you are doing, you're doing it to bring something to the family, and that's going to translate to honor. Now, what does it mean to actually bring something to the family? I'll give a nuclear family.
You need to wrap this up.
Yes, I'll give a nuclear family example, right? Now in a family, before you take a decision, you have to look back and ask yourself how it's going to impact your family, right? Morally, how it's going to bring respect to your family. So if you've not done that, I don't think you deserve enough, any of this national. That's exactly what he's trying to say.
So in a nutshell, though, he's saying entrepreneurs should be giving, these national honors. Then one of the people that responded to this hashtag said, it would be such a good incentive if you as an entrepreneur know that your government is going to reward you for doing such hard work. I mean, it will push people.
Yes, because I mean, Peter Obi's word, if you take it black and white, looking at sticking to the GCFR, which I expect political opponents to actually latch onto.
Which is what they're doing.
Yes, that's what they'll do. But naturally, if you listen to him, you understand that he's actually talking about national honor. And I want to believe that because if you look at the Falcons now, right? If they go for that tournament, they know that, okay, they've been honored. People who want to actually represent Nigeria for any other sport, they know if we win this, we're definitely going to be honored. It's all about, incentive. And that's exactly what Off-Town Lagos was actually talking about, which I really, really like.
Very well said. We move on now to the next hashtag, which is hashtag Nigeria must go protest. You do remember that just this week, really, there was a huge protest in Ghana. It might not qualify as huge, but a section of the Ghanaians had gone out on the street to protest that Nigerians must go and that they want prostitution and ritual killings to stop. And that's why they're asking Nigerians there to go. Yeah. So this has generated a lot of chatter online, culminating in the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Bianca Ojukwu, traveling to Ghana, to have a chat with the Ghanaian president, and that proved to be very productive. So walk with me, yeah? It's a timeline. I'm going to be taking you from the start to the finish. So let's go on let's go to X, beg your pardon, as we take a look at the first post. So you take a look at the protest and what some Nigerians in Ghana said and what Bianca herself said. Shall we? Let's go to X. So, Buko says, Ghanaian youth stormed streets to protest that Nigerians must go. Unfortunately, our leaders won't use this as a sober reflection. Same people we sent away a few years back, may God punish all the... Okay, well, I walked that back. So he said, same people we sent away a few years back. I will just stop there. Ikechukwu is laughing his head off. Guys, take a listen to it. Just some few seconds, yeah, because just take a listen. And then while the video is rolling, Ikechukwu and I will talk about it. He's laughing so hard here. I'm glad you can see it. Take a look at that placard. That word means something in Nigeria here. But let's take a look at the video. Right, the different placards and all. They are saying they are protesting. Actually, they are protesting prostitution and ritual killings. Yeah, but why were you laughing though? You know, okay, let's not even go there. So you want to talk about this hashtag? This was when it started. This was when the matter started.
Yeah, it's sad, right? I think it was in the 70s that Nigeria actually chased Ghana. 70s or 80s?
80s.
Yes, 80s. I think 80s, yeah. Nigeria, pushed Ghana. This
and
same
then
tag,
that's how the bag called Ghana
this
must
same
go.
tag, Ghana must go, was the thing, and they actually left.
Yeah.
And it's sad that this is over 40 years now, right? 40 years after, the reverse is the case. And,
sad.
and countries like Singapore, China, Malaysia, Brazil, that were, at the same level with Nigeria at the point, are now way out of our radar.
Absolutely.
And now we are even struggling to, to be in the same good book. I mean, at the same level, rather, with the likes of Ghana.
And just to mention, Ghana is a neighbor.
Yes.
We are all in West Africa now.
It's sad that we're having this conversation because what have we done? This is the time for sober reflection. What have we done between 1980 that we pushed Ghana out till 2025? See, we can, romance it how we want. We can use any sort of words to qualify what's happening.
Romanticize is all we want and all.
Yes.
But I want you to land on your thought before we take a look at the next bit.
It will not take away one singular fact. That the Nigerian people are the biggest cause of this. Until we decide to rise and take back this country. Because see, back in the 80s, back in the 70s, the 80s, people who ruled Nigeria at that point, who led Nigeria at that point, are basically men in their 50s, 40s.
And you had lots of Ghanaians in Nigeria and all of that.
So now we're having septuagenarian, octogenarian, vying for office.
Oh, you're talking about the age of the leaders.
And these same people who were actually at the corridors of power at that point are still the same same persons that we're having very much around the corridors of power today.
Well, hold your thought here. Let's go back to X. There's another post I'd like for you to see, which is going to launch us to the next video, right? Let's go back to X and see. Some Nigerians, like I said, in Ghana are talking. Ed Hub says, Nigerians living in Nigeria, okay, so these are Nigerians living in Nigeria actually, have expressed support for the ongoing Nigeria Must Go campaign in Ghana, where some Ghanaians are protesting the increasing presence of Nigerians in the country. The protesters claim the influx is hurting local business, fueling prostitution, and contributing to rising crime rates. So credit goes to Soul TV for this video you're about to watch. Take a listen.
Yes, I want make Ghana pursue Nigeria.
See,
make Nigeria go develop their own.
There's something.
Your brothers in that.
So you mean Nigeria must go?
Nigeria must go. Biafra must go. Nigeria must go. Everybody do it.
Nigeria must go, and the country must be divided.
Yes.
Is that the Igbos waiting for Ghana? They should not invest in Ghana. They should come back home and invest.
All right, so that's just a snippet of that particular Vox Pop.
So let's do a very simple math. Lagos is about 20 million. What's the population of Ghana, right? I think the population of Ghana
Lagos is actually more than 22 million.
Yes, let's say round up 20 million, right? So let's look at that now. Now, the influx of Nigerians in Ghana, I know that the percentage of people doing business, SMEs in Ghana, is not as huge as what we have it here in Lagos. So just imagine half of what we have in Lagos is trooping into Ghana. Not just Lagos alone, from other parts of Nigeria, trooping into Ghana. So it's definitely, this is an economic war. The people actually...
Well, it's not strictly economic.
Yes, of course. It's going to start... It's going to hinge on certain things.
They are taking businesses away from them, but also
that's the biggest
that
problem.
They are fueling prostitution and ritual killing.
See, other things will come, but the biggest problem they have is the fact that local businesses are actually struggling to actually meet up. This is exactly one of the problem with some countries in Asia and other parts of the world.
Even in South Africa, where the xenophobic attack really was something like this.
But when the South Africans talk about xenophobia, they don't just talk about economic issue alone. They talk about the Nigerians coming there to do drugs, the prostitution. So, but the major issue right there is basically economic survival. And if these people cannot actually put food on their own table, when foreigners come in to actually take control of the economic space, it's going to become problem. And that's what we are saying. But the question is, why or when are we going to actually create that enabling environment to actually keep us? Even if we're going out there to actually do business, we should be going there on a very big scale. Yeah. Because I mean, if you go into Ghana as an investor, set up a multi-billion naira industry in Ghana, employ Ghanaians, nobody will come to your door and say you should leave their country.
Absolutely. So I want us to take a look at the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Bianca Ojukwu. She's giving Nigerians feedback as to how this particular matter is going down. She put up a post on X. Let's take a look at it, shall we? All right. Bianca Ojukwu says it was an engaging session with the President of Ghana, H.E. John Dramani Mahama, to convey the concerns of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, H.E. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the people of Nigeria over the recent protests against Nigerian nationals in Ghana. The Ghanaian president is committed to promoting peaceful coexistence, as had hitherto been the situation between Ghanaian citizens and the Nigerian community, and to ensure that both citizens and non-citizens, including their properties and assets, are safe and secure. He also called for all residents to adhere to the laws of the country and avoid inflammatory rhetoric capable of creating tensions and fanning embers of violence, reiterating that Nigeria and Ghana have a shared history and are strategic pillars of ECOWAS, the economic community of West Africa states. And that is a solid handshake there between the two countries. I think that seals the matter. Yeah,
it won't. Yeah. It won't seal the matter.
It won't?
Yes.
I thought you were going to say
no.
Yes. What a beautiful write-up and all.
It won't seal it, because until the government of Ghana take a proactive step to ensure that the citizens of Ghana, the businessmen the businessmen and women in Ghana, particularly the SMEs, are safe and can actually do business and get money to put food on their table, this handshake means nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because when they decide to actually go all out to become violent, which I hope it doesn't get to,
it looks like the space is being restored.
Yes. But they need to actually take the right step to it. And Nigerian government needs to also do something so that people can actually feel safe to invest at home.
But I think you're also missing something. Nigerians also must be law abiding. Why go to South Africa and we hear the same thing? It's either drug or something. You go to South Africa, they're saying Nigerians are drug pushers. You go to Ghana, they're saying they're prostitutes and they're fueling, what's it called, ritual killing. Nigerians also should try to be law abiding.
So we're
wrapping this up because
very well. But let me just put this out. We have thousands of Nigerians in China. We have thousands of Nigerians in America. Have we ever heard Nigeria must go there? They do business there. But they also do drugs.
No, but can I
ask? Do drugs.
Have you
do prostitutions too.
Have you heard that China has arrested Nigerians for one crime or the other?
Arrest, yes.
No.
Let's
end it there. We need to go because we are
I'm talking about the economy space of these both countries.
See, regardless,
China and America are very comfortable, so the people will not protest.
You remember how the late Dora Akunyili tried to rebrand Nigeria because the reputation of the nation had gone to tatters. And she came up with this slogan, Nigeria, good people, great nation, or some. It wasn't too successful. But that was it. She was like, see, Nigerians, wherever you are, represent the country very well. And I think it's a good thing. If Nigeria represents a country in Ghana, in South Africa, even at home, probably it will be a good thing. We need to move on now. We were supposed to do hashtag Kemi Badenoch, but unfortunately we can't do it because we need to do hashtag Justin Madugu. He is the coach of the Super Falcons, and they just bagged the 10th WAFCON title, champions, really. So he went to his hometown, his home state, really, and he was gifted a whopping 50 million naira, and of course, a 3-bedroom flat. So, I mean, by the time he joins the money he's received from the governor of Adamawa State, as well as what the president gave him, I think it's getting absolutely the same thing the girls got. But let me take you to X. Take a look at the post put up by The Nation, and then the video that was put up by The Nation as well. Credit goes to The Nation for the video you're going to be watching in a short while. Fintiri gives Super Falcons coach Justin Madugu house 50 million naira cash gift. Adamawa State Governor Madu Umaru Fintiri has rewarded Super Falcons coach Justin Madugu with a 3-bedroom bungalow and a cash gift of 50 million in recognition of his role in Nigeria's victory at the just completed WAFCON. I just completed that gist for you. Take a look at the video, guys.
Apart from the men's team. Professors are not love at home.
The poor quality, apologies for the poor quality of that video, really. It's a little bit dark and all of that, but amateur footage and all of that. But what do you think, Ikechukwu, as we begin to wrap this up? This is well-deserved, yeah?
Yes. You know, I'm actually not a fan of Justin Madugu, but
why?
Of course, I mean, I'm one of those persons who actually felt he doesn't have what it takes to actually lead the girls to glory, you know, before the tournament. And I mean, seeing that he's done this, I'm actually very.
But he still took
no,
them to
yes,
glory.
that's what I'm saying. I'm very happy for him because the job of a coach is the moment you're hired, you're the next man to be fired. So now he's got this to this peak, and I mean the way we run football in this part of the world, where coaches get old and all, this is going to be something he's going to really hold on to for a very long time.
And he achieved this as the interim coach, yeah?
No, as the coach of.
But as at when he won this, he wasn't appointed.
No, he was appointed.
Really?
Yes.
I think you should go do your homework.
So, but the thing is, Justin Madugu, this is going to be a very good one for him now. Going into the next perhaps Nations Cup, and this is going to be now to whom much is given, much is expected. Yeah. Everybody will be looking at him, to actually do.
So we are talking about the gifts he was giving, right? We are wrapping this up.
I'm happy for him.
Yes, it's a safe place for us to land on that particular one. Guys, this is where we get to wrap this up. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with us all through the week from Monday to Friday. Make sure you enjoy your weekend. Yeah, and I'll see you on Monday. Until then, take care of you. Bye.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel.